Merry meet. Today I'm going to be talking about myths and misconceptions of Wicca, witchcraft and paganism, just general sort of new agey stuff. Anyway, I did a blog about this back in, I think it was March 2012, where I used little pictures, and that was quite popular, so I thought I'd do a vlog version. Now I'm obviously a bit older and know a bit more. I'm going to obviously start talking with altars. Obviously there's the misconception where altars are in a dark room, with Satanist symbols everywhere. We've got skulls of humans and animals all over the place. It's generally very dark and dingy and scary and blech. Well, it depends on the person really. Some witches are obviously Satanist, so yeah, they will have a separate room where it's all dark and everything. Witches who don't practice Satanism also, the older ones with their own houses often have separate workrooms, as they like to call them, with their altars and stuff inside. But it's not dark at all. Often I've seen in videos of people showing off their witchy rooms, they often pick the lightest room in the house with a nice big window, and it's all very nice and all the sunlight's coming in and it looks really pretty. But most witches in my situation just have a little corner of the room, because I mean I've got my altar sat on my chest of drawers at home, and it's just on the top, and I've draped a little piece of cloth over it, and I've got like my LED candles on it. I've got my little vase which still got my flowers for Yule in it. I'm gonna have to, when I get a bit more money, go get some fake flowers for bulk, kind of to figure out what flowers need to go on there for that. I've got a feather for the air, and obviously my wand sort of sat on there, and sometimes my crystals live in there. And I've got a lump of rose quartz on mine. So yeah, I still need to do a video about my proper altar. I've shown you my altar stuff, I just need to show you my actual altar. But anyway, so that's that myth busted. Second one is animal sacrifice. It's a myth that all witches practice animal sacrifice. In truth, we don't. If anything, we want to protect the animals and keep them alive, rather than going around bashing them on the head for ritual purposes. Some Satanists used to, but I don't know any Satanists who actually do. So that's another one. The next one is the Pentacle. Oh, it's a devil symbol. Oh my god, why are you wearing a Star of David? You're not a Jew. For one thing, the Star of David, it has 6 points, whilst the Pentacle has 5. Everyone thinks that just the normal upside down pentagram or pentacle is a devil symbol. It's only a Satanist symbol if it's got the picture of the goat's head and all the little symbols all around it. If it's just a plain upside down pentagram, it's usually because obviously there's different types of Wicca and witchcraft, the inverted pentacle is normally the second initiation degree of traditional, I think it's Gardnerian Wicca, I think, or Alexandrian, one of the two. And that's what that means. But most witches just have the right way up one, and that's me, and I'll show you my one. My one's obviously quite a little pretty one with a little green gem inside. It's quite nicely decorated. It's a little pentacle. But most young witches tend to wear the right way up one. The next one is all rituals are highly sexual and immoral. Ooh, well, most aren't actually. We just light a few candles and say a few things and pray like any other religious person would do. Although I need to mention the Great Rite, which is obviously when God and Goddess become one. Sometimes done symbolically, sometimes done literally, where the couple will have sex. But if it's the second one, usually it's not done in a coven situation. It's done when they're together on their own, and when both sides consent. Usually they're a married or a loving couple. It's not something I'd be personally comfortable with doing myself, but you know, it's whatever floats your boat. Although most of the time the Great Rite, if done in a ritual, is done symbolically using the chalice and either the wand or the athame.
The next one is that all rituals are done naked. Well, some people do, some people don't. It's what we call being skyclad. I've never personally done a ritual skyclad. I will always be fully dressed in what I'm just wearing normally. Although I will make sure I'm wearing a pentacle or something. In any way, I used to have a pair of earrings, but I keep losing them. Although some people like save a specific outfit. I used to have a green dress, but I got rid of it because it was too long and it was getting in my way. I think because yeah, some people will have like a special shirt. Sometimes I will wear a specific pair of knickers or whatever if I'm going to be up to that sort of thing. Although some more experienced practitioners or people who are just blimmin' confident will do it naked. I suppose if you're in a private house and you're on your own, then it's easier then, because obviously I don't live on my own, so I wouldn't want someone walking in, which is why I stay the way I am. Anyway, all of us dress funny. Like we're all dressed all emo-y or gothic, or we all wear black. I mean, I'm wearing black today, just because I like this dress. But not all of us do that. If anything, you can't tell who's a witch and who isn't these days. I've walked into my local shop and I've seen someone what we Brits would call a chav and what the Americans would call a gangster guy who was in there checking out crystals, and I was like, oh, it's a funny person to think of as being a pagan or a witch, or maybe they were buying crystals for their family or friends or whatever. I think I've seen I've seen a businesswoman in high heels. I've seen, God, who else have I seen? You know, like those fashionable girls in school who'd wear like loads of makeup and they'd wear short skirts. I've seen those people in there, as well as people obviously like myself, just normally, you know, in sneakers and whatever. No witch looks the same. Not all witches dye their hair black and make sure it's long and whatever, or wear dark eye makeup. You know, it just doesn't happen anymore. Although there are some that do that, but most actually don't. So, you know, most you'll probably see a witch wearing that makes them obviously a witch is obviously a necklace or a piece of jewellery with a pagan religious symbol on there. And the last one is that apparently we cast spells to curse or control others. Well, again, that depends on the witch concerned. Some do, some don't. It's like, I personally try not to, whilst another witch might turn around and say, yeah, I'll curse that person's butt. You know, as far as controlling goes, well, I'd like to see a spell for that, but, you know, I've never seen one, so, you know, I think they say that some love spells control. I'm like, well, you know, meh. But yeah, you know, that's all the myths and misconceptions. I'm also going to do a quick video about the Pagan Blog Project 2013, which I'm going to be doing this year. And yeah, blessed be everyone.